everyone is not going to cater to who you want to become as a person.
Yeah.
And who you want to represent you. So I just feel like you got to go out there and represent who you want to be as a person.
Joining us on this episode.
You got walls and a roof. Well,
for the people living their life like a movie. Real talk between real sisters. Hey, step siblings. Welcome back to Between Sisters Podcast. Welcome back to Between Sisters Podcast. Today we're taking inspiration from Young Miami's Spend Dat. Spend Dat. Spend Dat. And we're talking about the controversy and conversation of music and its perception and representation and all of those things. So stay tuned. We're going to start with our segment, Sister Sound Off. So 30 seconds on the clock.
Sister Soundoff is where we take 30 seconds to pause the conversation and speak our mind. Hear us out.
I hate when somebody drops a song of the summer or like a summer song at the end of summer. Dang, we could have had this turning up when it was hot outside. Now it's about to get cold. Now I'm like, this song feels like the tropics. I'm not with it. Now I want to listen to like that Drake album when he's standing out in the snow with Party Next Door. Like now it's cold music. It's cozy music. Don't be late with the song of the summer. Prepare early, drop it on time.
I hate when people drop a song of the summer like in the winter. Like they drop it and it's like this literally would have been the song of the summer. Like why would you wait? Yeah. Right, why would you wait now? It's for the winter.
I remember Tyler dropped a song that was like really, summery and upbeat. And everyone was like, why would you drop this in the winter? Why would you drop this in the winter? And she was like, it's summer in South Africa.
Well, I mean, that makes a little sense.
She was like, sorry.
That makes sense.
Over here.
Yeah. That makes sense. I'll give her that one. She got that one. But for the people in America, why are you dropping summer hits in the winter? No, I want to hear that at the beginning of the summer.
The only one that I loved, like still vibing to in the winter, was Midnight Sun, because it's like summer isn't over yet, and it's like when it was kind of getting cold, but it was still kind of hot. You just feel like summer isn't over yet. But then I remember she posted in the middle of winter. She gonna post that talking about summer isn't over yet. We was like, baby, it is snow on the dang ground, but we still gonna listen.
We're gonna listen to it while we put the Christmas tree up and reminisce.
Okay, so that's our Sister Sound Off of today. Let's get into the topic. Today we're drawing inspiration from Young Miami's song Spend Dat and kind of the conversation that is happening around it of we shouldn't be listening to this type of music and watching what we consume, or y'all need to chill and you're doing too much.
Right.
And the song is all over right now. Everyone knows the song. Spend Dat.
Song of the summer.
It's catchy. Everyone has heard it. India Ari responded to a thread that was kind of calling for a boycott of the song, and basically told people she said, I believe it's degrading to our culture. And at some point we have to take seriously the power of music has over our perception and the values it reinforces. This can't be the song of the summer. So
that's heavy. That's heavy.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
So. We wanted to talk about perception and reinforcement and all of those things. I want to start this off by saying Black people, we always say Black people aren't a monolith. Black people aren't a monolith. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to come at this like we shouldn't be doing this because we should be represented this way and this perception when we keep saying we're not all the same.
Honestly, I think that's a good point to bring up with music, because I don't think a lot of people think that way when it comes to music and art. You know, we think that way with life, you know, but I don't think, or maybe even movies. Like, you see a lot of times they're like, we don't want these same roles. Black people are not a monolith. But when it comes to music, people are not saying that. I kind of like that you brought that up, actually.
I like that angle with the movies. Yeah.
Because, you know, it's the truth. I feel like I kind of get the point of, you know, representation for us, but I do think there's a lot of great representation in the music industry with us in it. I feel like you can get everything you want to get.
Yeah. I mean, I believe representation matters. I think that it all matters, and I think that we should be putting positive images out there and all the things and showing how amazing and beautiful we are. But I also am like, people have their lived experiences, and what is art. Like, when you're creating music, I imagine it's the same as writing, which I do, right? And you draw from things that you see, that you, you know, are around you, that you heard, that whatever. So when someone puts out a song, they're drawing from like their lived experience. I'm like, okay, who am I to judge someone else's lived experience? Especially when we're like, we're not a monolith, you know? So I'm like,
yeah, that's
like, I understand that it's important that representation matters, but there's a plethora of different people out there. And she's not saying, you know, I don't think that NDRE is coming specifically for Young Miami rather than coming for the music. But right. I'm like, singling her out is like, there are so many songs out right now that you could say that to.
Yes.
So it's kind of hard to hone in on one song. It's like, why this song?
And I feel like, when does misogyny become part of the conversation? Because I feel like women rappers are held or judged to this higher standard than like male rappers. Male rappers can rap about their experience all the time, and no one really says anything, or at least not right away. Sometimes years down the line, people will be like, wait a minute, why did he say that? But, you know, but then it's like with women rappers, as soon as the song comes out, people are like, this is how you're telling Black women how to act. And it's like, no one told us that's how we need to act. We're I feel like there's a, I don't know, there's a, not a disadvantage, but there's just some type of hypocrisy in it.
Yeah. And I don't listen to Spend That and think, oh, boosters. Like, no. I'm not listening to spenders and be like, scam. Like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's not what, I don't think that people, when you have your morals and whatever you want to do, and you decide that you don't want to scam, then you don't want to scam, and that's okay. If you don't want to boost, you don't want to boost, and that's great. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like not everyone is listening to this and going, oh, that's what I need to be doing. Now, some people are more gullible than others. So yes, there is a level of, let me make sure what I'm consuming is good. And you want to, consume a variety of things. You don't want to just consume one type of content and not consume some happy or nice or, positive, or a song about doing good. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny?
Do that.
Yeah. You know what's funny? When people, we both listen to almost all genres. We just think good music is good music, right? When I see people, I don't see them that often anymore, but when I see people who only listen to maybe one genre or one like sub-genre, I'm always like, you don't want to expand that? Like, I don't know. I feel like you're just getting, one type of message all the time. I'm like, you don't. I find that a little weird.
That is a problem, right? Because
yeah.
I'm not going to say a problem. That is, I think, what Indie Ari was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
you have to expand your palette and look at other things, because if you're only looking at one thing, it influences you a lot and it can desensitize you to things. And if all you're hearing is scam, then okay, maybe you might think scamming is right, which is what I think she was saying of like, watch the perception that you have over things, right?
Right.
But if you are a person of your own and that's not your lived experience, that's not what you're doing, this and the third, and you hear Spend That outside and you're like dancing to it and having a good time, that doesn't mean that you are being swayed in who you are from listening to a song.
Yeah, I get that. It's a
personal thing. Like, you
is a personal thing
yourself rather than
right. And that's who does it fall on? I'm like, are artists responsible for the messages that they put out, or are you responsible for what you consume? You know what I mean? I think that should be like the bigger question. We're not being forced to consume certain things. Mm-hmm. I know sometimes it could be hard, but
I feel like there is a level of responsibility that you have with a platform.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a platform, there's a level of responsibility that you innately receive, because people are watching you, people are rooting for you, people are, and now you kind of have this credibility that people look to you for things. I feel like when you have a platform, you should be careful about saying crazy things. Like when the election was when the election was happening, right? And I don't remember who it was, but some like famous artist said, "I'm not voting." That's reckless to me. Like, you have if you have a platform, there's a certain level of responsibility. I'm not saying you need to go out and research and say like everything to every single issue, but I'm saying you need to watch what you say in certain things, because that ain't cool. That's not the message
at all.
And at all. At the end of the day, it's like, okay, what do you want your brand to be? What do you want people to look to you? And when people look at you, what do you want to see? What do you want them to see? Because they're going to see something. You know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like the song fits Young Miami's brand. Like, because that's like kind of the city girls, like, that's the brand of Young Miami. So that fits in her portfolio. That's fine.
Right.
You know what you're getting when you come to Young Miami. If you if you're like, well, I want my 5-year-old daughter to be singing Scamming Dudes, why is your 5-year-old daughter listening to Young Miami? She has been with her brand and who she is. I saw the City Girls at Rolling Loud, a concert. We listened to the City Girls, you know what I'm saying? But that's not swaying us because we are not susceptible to that because we're older.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think a lot of younger people, it's being really normalized, that type of lifestyle with a lot of younger people. Some of the girls coming up, they're like, okay, I need to mess with a scammer. I need to do this. I need to go down to Miami and hang with the ballers. I feel like that's being normalized now. But so that message can, be, and that lifestyle, listen, they see Young Miami living at large, or anyone, it doesn't have to be her, like anybody, people on TikTok, whatever, living at large, and they're like, oh, people are getting swayed. But that's, again, a personal decision.
And that people, since the beginning of time.
And I was about to say that. People have been doing that forever.
Since the beginning of time, people have been a product of their environment.
Yes.
And people, again, Black people are not a monolith. So some people do one thing and some people do another thing. And one thing might be attractive to some people, so one thing might not be attractive to some people. Now, do I think that you should be promoting bad things or illegal things? No.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, well, that's our experience. No, I'm not saying promote scamming. Okay. But what I'm saying is not everyone is going to take it seriously. And the people that are taking it seriously, they was already doing it.
They probably already were going to do it. Or honestly, things have been done since the beginning of time. You know, like things.
Like some people are just singing the dang song.
They're just singing the song.
They're not. Now, do I understand that it probably influences some people? Absolutely. And that's why I said, I think you do have a responsibility when you have a platform. But this has been consistent to, you know, who, like Young Miami's brand since she started. And you have to make a decision on your own. She can't tell you who to follow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have to be able to make your own decisions and make your own, you know, whatever.
And I think
you shouldn't be looking to these people for your life decisions.
Yeah, I think a lot of times, you know, artists say they didn't sign up to be people's role models, but at the end of the day, some people do look up to them, you know, and they are role models. So you have to decide, who do you want to look up to or be motivated by? That's a personal decision. And for the people who don't want their kids to listen to it, you have to then handle that. And sometimes the kids don't even know what they're singing anyway. Because I know I didn't know what I was singing when I was a kid. So there is that too. But
let me tell you something. When I got older and found out what Beyonce Ego was about, I was like, oh, because I ran that song down. I mean, I ran down a lot of Beyonce songs.
Every Beyonce song.
I got no shame in my game.
Yeah.
I ran down every single Beyonce song, and I still do to this day. But when I was a kid, I didn't know what she was talking about. Ego. When I really listened back, I said, oh, Dance for You. What did I think that was about? I'm dancing. I'm like, tonight I wanna dance for you. Girl.
We didn't know what we were saying.
That was not the chicken noodle soup. Okay. So I say that to say, you know, kids, most of the kids, I'm not going to say most because I don't know what y'all kids doing. Some of the kids are not going to know what that means. It's kind of like when you go to a Shrek movie, a film movie, and there's a joke in there to keep the parents engaged, and all the older parents laugh, and the kids are like, they don't know what happened.
Right.
So you watch back SpongeBob and Shrek, and you're like, oh my gosh, how are these kids watching this?
No, especially SpongeBob.
You watch a kid watch it, and they're like, they have no idea what's going on.
No, like SpongeBob, like some of the stuff, I was like, oh my gosh. And then I know now people, you know, they have newer episodes. SpongeBob did not end, right? They have newer episodes, and people are like, this is different. This is crazy. And I'm like, really? Was it? Because we were just kids back then. You know what I mean? Now we're adults and now we understand some of these innuendos and things like that. I feel like we just didn't know back then. And now we're seeing the new episodes and we're like, oh my God, it got so bad.
People were saying that with the new Shrek movie, they put out like a still for the new Shrek movie. And it has the gingerbread man and he has 2 gumdrops on his butt. And he's like twerking.
Yeah.
And they was like, wow. Like, I know Shrek had jokes, but like, this is out of hand now and it's blatantly obvious. And then someone literally under it posts a pic from like one of the older Shrek movies of like the gingerbread man in like a thong or something.
No, literally.
And they're like, this is exactly how it was. You just don't remember because you were a kid and you didn't understand and you haven't watched it back. Because when Kayla and I watched Shrek back, still, so Shrek 2 is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen.
No,
Shrek
yes.
2 is hilarious. So there's that, right? So you can say that about anything where like you think things are everyone is not going to cater to who you want to become as a person
Yeah.
and who you want to represent you. So I just feel like you got to go out there and represent who you want to be as a person. Now, calling out one song when like there's this could apply to a bunch of songs in a bunch of different genres, right?
Yes.
This could apply to so many. It's not just rap. It's like any genre. You sometimes you listen to a song and the girl's voice is so beautiful, and then you're like,
I know it'll be like the craziest, saddest like song ever, and
wait a
you
minute,
have no idea.
What did she just say?
Yes. No, pumped up kicks. Who I didn't know what that was about when I was singing that.
Right.
I used to sing that all the like I had no idea what that was about.
Right.
And that was my jam. I'm over here like vibing like I didn't know.
And then you listen back and you're like, oh my gosh, he's talking about hurting people badly,
Right.
permanently.
Right.
Permanently hurting people for their shoes because they had fly kicks. But because it sounds indie and alternative, it's not, you know what I'm saying? That's so if
that's a totally different genre.
Talk about rap and Spend That. It's in every, you know what I'm saying? So
yes.
I think that you just have to have that discernment within yourself. Okay, I listen to Spend That. It's in the clubs popping. It's a catchy song. It comes on and everyone's like vibing, singing, this, that, and the third. When I go places and if that comes on and everyone's vibing and singing, we're all vibing and singing. And then when the song goes off, we still are the same people who we were before the song came on, you know? And you have to do that for yourself. And I think that just keep a palate so you don't desensitize yourself to things.
Right.
People always talk about that with video games, like how sometimes kids who only play violent video games get desensitized to certain
I believe
things.
that though. I really believe that.
So that is across all the boards, right?
Yeah.
If you look at someone's watch history and the whole thing is something crazy, you like okay. Why are you only watching, I don't know, what's like something crazy that like a movie you could watch? Why are you only watching, the only movies you ever watch are like slashers?
Okay.
You could be
You might
desensitized to something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like you need to
check that person out.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Make a plethora of things. It's not, if you watch a slasher here and there, like that's fine. You know, so to Spend That here and there. But I understand the, you know, just don't only listen to things that maybe promoting things that are not legal.
And I understand wanting people to see us in like a good light. I understand that as well. But I do like what you said. Black, we always say black people aren't a monolith, and that does apply to music. Like I feel like that was a perfect way to even sum up that conversation.
Yeah. We can't scream it and only scream it in one direction, right?
Yeah.
We can't say we're not a monolith and then shame someone else for sharing who they are, like in their lived experience. Maybe if you even want to have a conversation with them, like, and try, you know what I'm saying? But you can't then say, well, don't share that.
Right.
You know, because it's like that is in, it's not just black people, that is in every race. Bless you. That
Thank
is
you.
in every race. Every race has people of all, bless you, of all
thank you.
types.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if we're gonna say the black people aren't a monolith, then you got to say it for everybody. And I representation is a powerful thing. And when, you know, people see someone doing something that inspires them or this, that, and the third, that is something. And I just think that focus on making the messages you want to put out there, you know, for yourself and what you want to say. But I also think you can listen to a catchy song and it'll be okay.
And honestly, shout out to the people who just take the positive out of things. Like, someone could listen to that song and be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna get to my money, not illegally, but you know what I'm saying? Like, doing what they, you know,
to that go yard bag by working at my 9 to 5.
Right. By actually clocking in, and I'm gonna get that go yard bag.
And then I got the go yard bag from my 9 to 5, and now
right.
I'm going in my go yard bag and getting my lip gloss.
And that's that. So I feel like, you know, sometimes, and I think honestly, I feel like I do that with music. Like, if it's not something like crazy terrible, you know, the message, I'll be like, yeah, I spin it to my own way, my own life. Yeah. You know, so I think that's another way of thinking about it. Or like,
or if you don't like it, just skip it. You know,
yes,
just skip the song. Listen,
yes.
I'm always like, take what you like and leave the rest. Okay, if you don't like it, then don't listen to it. Put out what you like to listen to, and people will like that too. And just let people like what they like, and that's what I have to say about it. It's a catchy song. People love it. Let them have a good time. Dang.
Yeah.
Like, y'all never listen to the City Girls? Dang.
The City Girls
song. It's a fun song. Act Up. Like, it's just fun.
Yes.
Like, it's
but
just
even
fun
before then, I feel like a lot of times, you know, the older generation like to be like, oh, these new songs, these new artists, y'all were talking about the same stuff back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, this has been going on forever. Like, people, so we saw Freaknik.
Yeah.
The same stuff has been going on.
I also feel like things that flew back then don't fly today. I always think about shows, like everyone's always like, oh, bring the Boondocks back. And they're like, the Boondocks cannot air in 2026. No matter how bad we want it, if it did air, it would be a discussion piece every day.
Yeah, it can't. I feel like, I hate to say sensitive, but it's just a different time now. Like, people, it wouldn't work.
Even music. In the early 2000s, everyone was like cultural appropriating.
Oh my gosh. The Bollywood era in pop.
Yeah. It was just, but that was like the thing. Like,
yeah.
But now if you did that, it would be frowned upon, right? So I think that things have changed in the terms of what is accepted then and now.
Yeah. For sure. That was a good era, though. We had some bops.
So, yeah, I think that do what you love and put out something. Or if you think, you know what, this is my playlist of things that I think are good, put out your favorite songs and, you know, do that. And if you like Spend that. And just do what you want to do. Dang.
Yeah, I feel like what you want to consume is what you want to consume. So
just make sure you that's my only thing. That's my only advice. Make sure you diversify the palette. Listen to a bunch of stuff. Watch a bunch of different things. Culture yourself.
I like that. And think about whose responsibility is it? Is it the artist or is it you? What are you gonna do for you? That's my advice.
Yeah. I'm like, you have a little bit of responsibility.
You do, but it's like at the end of the day, we got to think about you as a consumer. We're consumers, so
yeah. But just like, I'm thinking maybe in terms of what you say in different. This is a whole nother conversation. But, we kind of touched on it with the voting thing, but okay.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know down in the comments, what do you think about this situation? Do you feel like people should just mind their own business and do what they want to do? Or do you feel like there's a responsibility of what we need to be consuming and the perception in the grand scheme of things of people? Let us know. Follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and like this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check us out on our socials. We have fun stuff on there, and we host in real life events. So all that information is always on our socials. So don't miss out on that. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.